Hi everybody, hello, and welcome to Ascension's Love with Alice. It's so amazing to be here with you. Quite late in the evening, but that's okay because it'll get posted on YouTube and you'll never know what time of day it really is. Who knows? No, week at a glance, we are doing our gorgeous angelic insight. We're going to call in all angels, guides, ascended beings of love and light who are helping us glean a little bit of information for the week ahead, starting now Monday all the way through to Sunday the 22nd. We are going to be having a little look at what to expect, because I think about the way that energy works is that we are all energy. Everything, everyone is energy, right? And what's really, really wonderful about that is that we have this when we have a look at what energy is coming up, it shows us what may get drawn from us and enhanced within us, right? So then we know how to best work with that, work with whatever we may be feeling, whatever may be showing up for us. So it's always good fun to have a little look, just so that we can really get on top of it, you know what I mean? So without further ado, I am gonna, which cards are we using today? We've got a few cards. We're gonna just play around here. I used to do these videos kind of like that with a camera and you got to see the cards, but then people were saying that they preferred to see my face. So we'll carry on doing it this way until people say that they prefer not to see my face, I guess. But how have you all been this weekend though, hey? We've had a gorgeous Scorpio Moon, and I know Scorpio Moon for many, many people really take them to that depths, and I've done a few videos on the moon because there's a little bit of controversy around that, and a few dare I say woundings that are wishing to heal with a slight projection of that energy. But the moon offers us an invitation, is what she does, just like the sun offers us an invitation. When the sun is in Leo, we kind of get this little boisterous, charismatic energy, which is where the sun is. And when the moon transits signs, that shows up in our emotional bodies, right? So the sun kind of impacts and influences our outer projection of self, right? And the moon influences our subtle inner workings, right? So it's always good to look at them both. And we've had a Scorpio moon, and that usually tends to invite people to go to the depths within them that they maybe have not traversed before or recently, and that can be a little bit murky waters, but the trick is to get very comfortable, because those murky waters show us where we have rejected parts of ourselves. So I know many people have found this weekend very challenging, and that's okay. Allow yourself to move and flow with the waters and the energies around. Allow yourself to express yourself healthily, of course, but allow those emotions to come up, feel them, release them, right? Embrace them in love. It's your wounded inner child coming forward, right? The moon is very connected with our wounded inner child. So with that introduction, let's just start pulling cards, shall we? So we're going to ask our archangel friends first. So we're going to look at maybe 3 archangels who is supporting us through the week, starting with going in order. So let's see, 3 cards, pretty please. We have, Lady Gaia. Of course we have Lady Gaia coming out. I'm going to show you the cards as I pull them out, then we're going to read and get more clarity. We've got Archangel Preminiyak. Look at all this green energy, hey? I love the colour green. And who else for the end of the week, please? Ooh, Archangel Jophiel. Wonderful. Hi, beautiful souls. Hello. Thank you for joining live. Thank you for joining live. So, on the bottom of the deck, we have Archangel Jewels. So, when I read the bottom of the deck, that tends to be kind of like that underlying theme of the whole week, and then the other archangels that have just come out and other cards which we will pull from other decks to get more insight is going to help kind of specify through the space and time of the week. So Archangel Jewels is really incredible, because this is Archangel Jewels is very much known as like the archangel of the seas, of the water, of divine flow, of perfect divine order and timing, and really reminding us and encouraging us just to really move with what's coming in. Like when we choose to resist, and I say choose, maybe that's not the best word, because oftentimes we don't really choose, it's kind of a subconscious, but when we choose to resist what we're feeling, that causes a block. And Archangel Jewels is really wanting to say to us, you may be pushed or guided, is a better word, guided to go a certain way this week. If you go with that flow, things will work out very well for you. If you resist that, that's when it starts to get a little bit tricky. So that's going to be the underlying energy for the full week, which is really interesting, right? So already we've got this kind of theme of you know, are we flowing or are we resisting? Are we in ease or are we blocking something? And when we go in ease, that's where all the abundance and the joy and the bliss and this now moment is. When we resist it, when we go, but I really don't want to go left, I want to go right instead, that's when we end up coming to a dead end, right? And things get a little bit kind of tricky to navigate. It's like the sat-nav loses signal. We're like, oh, which way to go now? So let's see who we've got here. We've got Lady Gaia coming in first. So the start of the week. So now tomorrow, Tuesday, right? Around that time, we've got Lady Gaia. Your challenges are lessons. You are loved and welcome on earth. What I love about this card, what I love about Lady Gaia, this beautiful, beautiful energy, is that, you know, she recognizes and she has such compassion for the mission that it is to be here on earth, to have this human experience. Right, you know, we are all these incredible light beings that are here in this physical body. Yet, you know, a lot of times we store a lot of blocks and a lot of traumas in our lower chakras, right? And it's that connection to the earth. And, you know, when we receive the invite to be here, especially starseeds, especially light workers, if you resonate with those terms, you know, we can often feel like we don't belong. We can often feel like it's just too much, like, well, why on earth are we here? What is it we're doing? Why does it have to be so difficult, right? But Lady Gaia kind of points us to remember the message at the start from Archangel Jewels, to go with the flow, but also to let us know that, you know, it is a deep and sacred honor to be here on this planet. Yes, it is tricky and challenging, but that's because we're on this mystery schools. It's a spiritual discipline, mystery schools planet, right? And although we might not necessarily always be tapping in and tuning into our higher self has written this incredible plan with this beautiful golden ink, golden pen on this golden parchment. It's all very golden and wonderful, right? And what's really interesting here is that, you know, we may feel at times that we're not loved. We may feel at times that it's just too much. We may feel at times that you just want to get off the ride, right? I understand that, I really do. You know, I get that. But Lady Gaia reminds us, she's like, no. Like, the whole world is within you, right? And when we remember to stay present in the moment, when we allow ourselves to connect with the earth underneath us as well, you know, the transmutation that can happen, the grounding that can happen, we feel separate from this earth. We feel like we don't belong because we are spending so much time focusing on that innate feeling of separation that we had when we left the Divine Mother Father and came into a physical body. That is always going to be something that is going to be there, right? But it's how do we find that connection within ourselves and around, right? And the easiest, best way to do that is by connecting with the earth, by connecting with whatever is living and breathing and, you know, around us, because they show us, especially, I love, because we have Archangel who's all about the insects, right? Kind of emphasizing that, you know, we can look at maybe like the ants and the ant colony and the incredible teamwork they offer, right? You know, we can look at the butterflies and how they go through their life process, right? Ladybirds go through a similar process as butterflies. It's really fascinating. You know, but they're all kind of, they're just in their own little world. Bees, right? I had the most divine honor of coming across a bee on the pavement on the sidewalk the other day, and it was knackered. It was really tired. It was right in the middle of the sidewalk of the pavement, and I was like, oh gosh, you can't be there, you're going to get stood on. So I bent down and I picked up this bee, and the bee just, you know, it was like, oh, human, yes, you're going to help me. And we went for a little walk, and I got it some water, a little bit of sustenance in it for him. And it was the most fascinating thing, because the bee didn't think about, oh my gosh, I'm really tired and knackered, and why am I even doing this? The bee was like, gee, thanks, and literally flew straight off to get back to it, because the bee knows why it's here, right? And it's kind of like, we as humans, we forget, right? We forget it's like we're the only species that kind of goes, really? Here again? You know? So, yes, the start of the week may be challenging. We will pull, you know what, actually, let's, have beautiful souls that are joining live right now. It's so gorgeous to see you all. I'm going to pull a couple of cards, actually, just to get a bit more depth and detail about what Lady Gaia wants to bring forth. Okay, okay, yeah, I'll read that card. A card just jumped out and I didn't know if I was meant to read it or not, and it's saying yes, please. So we may find that there's a lot of patterns, is what Lady Gaia is saying, a lot of patterns from past lives, from karmic, collected karma, right, that we've brought in, that we've chosen to clear, that we've chosen to, you know, embody in this lifetime on a physical level, a cellular level, ancestral level, emotional level. There may be some karma at the start of this week. There may be some opportunities to clear on some things that we may be deeply fearful of that we don't even realise, right? So we do have this past life card coming in as well to clarify what Lady Gaia wants to say. Now, when I get this card, I see it in a couple of ways. The first message I was getting was what just got delivered, but also the beautiful opportunity, right? The beautiful opportunity when we start to face and physically, in our physical reality, respond differently to how we've responded before when challenges occur and they come up, is that we actually start to be able to access deeper gifts from our other lifetimes of mastery, right? We're able to access them because it's like we've cleared the block that's been stopping it from coming in. It's like we have to say to the universe, yeah, I'm really, really ready for this gift. And the universe goes, sorry, someone just opened my door and there's no one else in the house. So they really agree with that message. I've got some beautiful beings of light just kind of popping their head in. But they really agree with that message, right? Because when we clear on something and we choose to respond differently, we're then showing to the universe, to our higher selves, to our soul, that we're going, yeah, actually I am ready for that gift, right? So everyone that's saying, I really want to tap into telepathy, you know, I really want to tap into my clairvoyancy, whatever that is, it's kind of like, okay, great, show us that you're ready, right? We forget that sometimes. We think it's just all about the energetical clearing, which is a big part, but physically we have to bring that into manifestation as well, right? So really awesome start of the message here for this reading. I just want to take a moment because there is a lot of new viewers here. I just want to welcome you all to my channel. Thank you so much for joining and being here. Please feel very welcome to join my Facebook group, the Isis Dream Temple. You can find that, I think, linked somewhere at the top of my page. I'll pop a comment in this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's all linked as well, along with my website if you want to have a little nosy at what I have to say. Or have a look at working one-to-one with me or any of the courses I have. It's always an honour. But let's carry on with this. The middle of the week we have Archangel Personalised coming in. So this is all about being conscientious, right? This is all about, I always feel like this deep compassion, and not in the same way specifically as Lady Gaia offers that compassion to us, but kind of like the compassion of really understanding that everyone has a unique role, right? We're all here to do something different. We're all here to fulfill our own beautiful soul contract, right? And that is not going to look the same as anyone else's. It's going to be different. So at the same time, when we know that, when we feel that, we can then focus on what it is that we're here to do, and we can also have compassion for hello beautiful we can also have compassion for others and their choices that they're making, right? Because it is for them to make, you know. This also is a message of cooperation as well, right? Because once again, when we start to understand that you know, everyone has their own unique divine reason for being here, right, we can start to kind of work together a little bit more. It's not my way or the highway. It's a kind of, oh, you see that way and I see that this way. That's what I love about being in a unique physical body, right? I get to have my experience, and then I get to see how you interpret that in your beautiful, unique, divine, bespoke way, right? And we can kind of forget that sometimes. There is never just one right and one okay. It's never as black and white as that. It's always a grey area because everyone's got their own unique experience, right? So which card can we have to just add a bit of depth here? Let's have a look. Thank you. I always find the cards pretty funny. They yeah, anyway. So we have the dancing card coming in, right? We have that dancing card. And so there's a couple of things coming in here, and what I love about this card is that, you know, whenever you ever have you ever gone to a ballet, have you ever gone to, you know, do you have friends that dance or anything like that, or you know, once again, everyone's got their own unique role, right? You know, the dance would look just strange and bizarre if everyone wasn't working together, if everyone didn't know their part, right? If everyone didn't contribute towards each other in the way that, you know, in the best possible way. And it's really interesting because this really emphasizes the message of Archangel Personalised, tongue-tied there a little bit, But also, you know, when that conscientious courtesy and collaboration doesn't seem to be working, we need to remember to move our body, you guys. We need to remember to move some energy within us. Something might be stuck a little bit. We might be too much in our head. We might be, you know, there might be something to clear. This is going back to this, to the energy of the start of the week, right? You know, we may be still feeling that, right? So that's really, really interesting. You know, it may be that there's too many people wanting to take the lead here, right? So we need to learn to dance together and to dance with all the flow of everything in the vortex that is going to be here middle of the week, you know. And it's safe and it's healthy and it's good to express ourselves and then to honour and witness other people's expression. You know, that's why we can sometimes go a little wrong, because where we kind of, you know, we're just like, what are they doing? They're expressing themselves. It's beautiful. They feel safe to express themselves. They feel safe to communicate their truth. That's really important. That's going to be really important in the middle of this week. Communicating our truth and working together, right? To build a strong unit, right? So really interesting energy coming in the middle of the week. Let's have a wee little look at the end, the weekend. So we've got Archangel Jophiel coming in here. So Archangel Jophiel, I adore this Archangel. Known for many different things. In this deck of cards is known for working with the crown chakra, working with that yellow ray, working with in wisdom, right, for highest good, bringing that Christ-like energy in, and really kind of operating from a Christed wisdom, which is really phenomenal. Jophiel also, you know, is kind of like the Archangel of beauty as well, right? And once again, we come to that theme of beauty and, you know, and really recognizing that everything and everyone is beautiful in their own way. That's going to be kind of, this is going to be kind of, it feels like the underlying lesson of this week, you know, with Archangel Jewels having come in at the start saying, please go with the flow. It's okay. If you want to resist, but it's, you know, it'll frustrate you, but if you want, you can go with the flow, and when you do, you get to surf those waves rather than them coming crashing down over the top of you, you know. But yeah, Archangel Jophiel comes in and, you know, when we show, once again, to ourselves, to our higher self, to our soul, to the universe, that we can act in wisdom, that our ego doesn't get in the way, right? That our need to be right, or that our need to be heard, or that our need to, you know, feel like we know, right? Which is kind of based in, once again, is based on an inner child wounding, right? If we know something or receive something or whatever, and we can just be open and connect in a really beautiful way with another person, rather than trying to, you know, rather than feeling that separation from them, you know, we receive more wisdom, we receive more clarity, and when we have that wisdom and clarity, we're able to move forward in really concise ways. So let's just have a look and get a clarifier for that beautiful card. Ooh, yeah. Okay, we've got fire, that beautiful transmutational purifying energy. Fire, and let's see, where will we be? Because by the end of the week, we'll just be leaving Leo season as well, right? And on the bottom of the deck, we have yellow, so solar plexus. So what's really interesting here is we've got a lot of yellow coming in for the end of the week. What does yellow mean to you? Right? What does yellow actually mean to you? Here we've got the crown chakra coming in. We've got that wisdom, that Christed wisdom wanting to come in, being the energy, the support that is offered for us. At the same time, you know, there is shift and change, and there is a phoenix moment due to happen over the weekend, right? That's what it feels like. It's going to be a phoenix moment. It's kind of going into that fire to, not to get burned down, but to get purified and to get refined and to just release what is no longer needed, you know. And it's going to be linked to your personal power. It's going to be linked to your solar plexus. It's going to be linked to that ego center, right? It's going to be linked to that individuality. It's going to be linked to, you know, how flexible you are able to be. It's going to be linked to whether you feel safe in your own body again, right? So it's really interesting because we've got that solar plexus crown connection wanting to come in for the weekend. And it's kind of like that, that inner sun is kind of like how I see the solar plexus. That inner sun, that inner flame, right? Your inner flame kind of sits in the same place, maybe a little bit higher as well, right? All this kind of fiery passion drive, but it's kind of wanting to refocus in a very wise way, bringing down that wisdom from up here down to your solar plexus. So we can expect to see that showing up in a very physical way, because the solar plexus is a very physical energy point. Oh, thank you, beautiful soul. Someone just commented saying that they felt that so deeply. Thank you, beautiful goddess. Yeah, that wisdom is going to want to come down and filter into your solar plexus, because this is where we drive ourselves from as well. This is our driving force. This is our point of manifestation, right? This is our point of manifestation. It's kind of like, it's a very masculine chakra, and all chakras have both masculine and feminine energies within, as does everything and everyone. But the solar plexus tends to be more of a masculine energy, right? And definitely known as that inner sun. And when that sun shines brightly, whoo, we got those solar codes, those solar rays. So I would not be surprised if the Schumann resonance crashes over the weekend. I would not be surprised at all by that. Yeah, let's see. What else can you tell us for this week? What do we want to know? I'm going to pull some Magdalene cards to kind of... It's like I'm doing a little weather report, isn't it? In advance. Dear me. And you know, beautiful, beautiful souls, if you've not yet visited my website, do have a little look. It was so much fun to create. I had the gorgeous lady Isis helping me with that. So have a little look and let me know what you think. When you subscribe to our newsletter, you get sent a wonderful heart womb connection meditation straight to your inbox. So it's always a good time to connect the womb to the heart, you know. The womb is the second heart, regardless as to whether you're male or female. But anyway, let's have a little look here. So what should we ask? Any final guidance cards for this week ahead from the Magdalene deck here? Can't make this up. We started out with Lady Gaia being our first card, and the card that's just come in again is once again Gaia. Literally can't make it up. And I think that was last week as well. She came in last week. You know, and family. Wow, look at that. So, and acceptance on the bottom of the deck. These are very similar cards to what came up last week. So it's a very similar string of energy that is still flowing through here. And what's really important, so we've got all these trees coming in, right? We've got Gaia in this beautiful forest, as above, so below. We've got the sun shining down, coming in, right? And this is our job, you guys. This is our job, to be the tree, to allow the leaves receive that sunlight, right? You look at a tree, you've got the leaves receiving all that sunlight, photosynthesizing it all, nourishing the tree, right? Nourishing the tree, bringing that energy down through the trunk. That's what we are. We are the trunk of the tree, right? We're the trunk of the tree. We are the Vesica Pisces and Chalice well, you know, as above, so below. We're that bit in the middle, right? And we have family coming in as well. So it's going to be a time, like, focus on your family. Focus on what that looks like. Focus on the blossoming of that tree. And look at this. Look at all the fruit there. They're all hearts and spirals and swirls and fairies and flowers and gorgeousness. But you know what? Sometimes it's okay for things to drop off it as well, because once the leaf of a tree has finished doing what it does, especially in the autumn, in the fall, right? Those leaves, they don't worry about falling off the branches. They go, oh, I've finished doing what I need to do. I'm going to fall from the tree. And then they nourish the tree again through the roots going into the soil, right? And this is really important because, you know, we can sometimes want to hold on to things. We can sometimes want to hold on to what we think should still be staying for a very long amount of time. And sometimes it has to release, right? It has to release to make space for what is meant to be arriving, to make space for more leaves, to make space for flowers and fruits. And what's really interesting, it's like if you grow any flowers or plants, you know, you'll often find florists, you know, they'll trim a few of the leaves off, right? So that more will sprout in that space. You know, you have to deadhead a flower, right? To take off what no longer serves. And that's going to be the guidance as well for the week, you know, so that when we do receive those light codes, as they're continuously coming in, as things are continuously showing up for us, that we can just open our arms and open our heart and just receive everything that is being offered, and we can bring it in through that crown, like Archangel Jophiel is saying, bringing it down through our beautiful bodies, allowing it to ascend our solar plexus, to release anything that our solar plexus is holding that needs transmuting in that fire, right? That is wanting to ascend in that fire, to make space for your highest path, your highest timeline, whatever is ready to come through, right? So really, really, really beautiful stuff. And it's all to do with, oh wow, I just took the bottom of the card off, which is the acceptance card, which is that Archangel Jewels energy again. Look, synchronicity. You know that you're tuning into the same energy when different decks of cards bring out the same message, right? Literally, you couldn't make that up. But look here, we have Sophia coming in, that beautiful rose, that divine feminine energy, coming in really beautifully, powerfully, strongly, the Shekinah, you know. So I find it no coincidence then with seeing this card that I was to mention that heart womb meditation, right? Because this beautiful rose is wanting to open and blossom, and that's where the acceptance is, right? The more that we accept ourselves and accept ourselves unconditionally, shadows and all, so we can integrate them, the more light we can receive, the more we can grow, expand, and the more aligned we are on our soul path and our soul mission. So I'm going to close this reading up. I'm going to thank everyone for being here. Thank you so much. It's always such an honour and a pleasure and a privilege. Please feel very welcome to connect with me. You can send me an email at ascension@aliceheath.com. Or you can join my Facebook group. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that donates on the donation link. There is obviously no obligation, but for anyone that is wishing to ever offer any love back in that way, that link is there in the description box on my YouTube channel. So thank you for those who do use that. It always touches me deep in my heart when I see those pop in. So thank you so much. And do share, do comment, do pop hearts on here. It means the world. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you soon.